Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. First of all, let me thank you for your patience, and most importantly, to the media for your cooperation during this investigation. Your assistance as the media has led to many leads and priceless line of communication between the law enforcement that you see standing behind me and the citizenry that we serve. My name is Tim James, and I am the Assistant Director for the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. And momentarily, you will hear from law enforcement leaders across the South Carolina and North Carolina area who will outline to you the closing of a 9-day serial murder investigation that crossed the North Carolina-South Carolina state lines. This information and the press conference is immediately being held in an effort to restore the peace, the dignity, and the tranquility to the citizens that so desperately deserve such. Tonight, as we advise you, the media and the community, of our findings, we first and foremost have the families of the 5 victims in our hearts and in our prayers. On behalf of those families and the community, we want to thank you, the many state, city, county, and federal agencies, as well as the more than 210 police officers and support staff who have worked diligently to bring resolve to the horrible and senseless crimes that we have heard and read of over the past 9 days. The Sheriff of Cherokee County, Mr. Bill Blanton, will speak with you first, followed by the Chief Farley of Gaston County, North Carolina, and then your Gaffney Police Chief, Mr. Rick Turner. And then, to conclude, will be the Director of the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, Reggie Lloyd. It should be noted that the parts of this investigation are still underway. Therefore, some of your questions may not be immediately answered. However, after hearing from these 4 law enforcement leaders, we do wish to afford you, the media, some time, a brief period for question and answers. And even afterwards, these gentlemen will stand by for individual interviews. At this time, Sheriff.
Today, the investigators with the Cherokee County Task Force went to Gaston County, North Carolina, where they met officers with the Gaston County Police Department. There were to discuss where the Gaston County Police Department responded to a burglary call last night. During that call, a Gaston County police officer was shot, and officers with the Gaston County Police Department returned fire, killing the suspect there. Our investigators with the task force met with the Gaston County investigators today, and that investigation conducted by the task force today, information and evidence collected here in this county in the past 9 days has identified the subject killed in North Carolina today by the Gaston County Police Department as the same person as killed 5 people in our community since June the 27th. And that killing began with Mr. Klein Cash, and I say this to bring forth the victims of this thing. This is what this is about. Mr. Cash was killed on June the 27th. Hazel Linder and her daughter, Gina Parker, was killed on July the 1st. And Steve and Abby Tyler was killed on July the 2nd, here in the city limits of Gaffney. The suspect you have pictures of is Patrick Tracy Burris.